Let's get over to the next game on the board that we want to get to as I get back to my odd screen. It's not working right now. All right, let's get over to the San Antonio Spurs. They are going to be in Arlington to take on the Dallas Mavericks. Mavericks also currently laying 2.5 points here against the Spurs at home. The total of 226 and a half. Looking at the injury report for both of these teams here. Let's start here with the road team, the Spurs. Spurs will obviously without De'Aaron Fox as he continues to recover from the right hamstring strain. Kelly Olynyk also out for the Spurs. Jeremy Sochan is also out for the Spurs. He's dealing with a left wrist sprain. For the Dallas Mavericks, Daniel Gafford is doubtful for this game. He is dealing with a right ankle sprain. Dante Exum is also out. And of course, we know Kyrie is going to be out as he recovers from the torn ACL for the Mavericks. Texas battle to start off here. Wimby going into uh, Dallas to take on Anthony Davis and Cooper Flagg's NBA regular season debut here. Mac, what are your thoughts on this matchup?
I think it's about right, power rating wise. I have the Mavericks as 3-point favorites. I lean slightly to the Spurs here. I feel like Victor Wembanyama with a summer of work has something. I don't know if he just has a kung fu outfit that he comes to the game with, or if he's shaved his head bald, or if what he's doing. But I think he will make a statement of some sort ag against Anthony Davis. He's had some big games, 25 and 13 in their last matchup against each other. He's almost just like too big for even a 7-foot Hall of Famer to even think of as guarding one-on-one. Reportedly upwards of 7'5" now. It just seems like the game for him more than it does for Cooper Flagg getting his sea legs like Victor Wembanyama did and all the greats had to do in the NBA. Usually they start with something less than the dominant performance. So really just from a like narrative or like one-on-one thinking, give me the Spurs here. However, they're really gonna miss De'Aaron Fox. They haven't, I mean, they're gonna miss him. They never had him, but they're gonna miss Chris Paul then, who played 82 games for them last year. They don't have a veteran guard here. Luckily, in this matchup for them, D'Angelo Russell will be the one who's trying to take advantage of that fact, and I don't think he'll be
Yeah.
pressing full court or breaking them down with the dribble. So this one might be a good game for the Spurs matchup wise, but I will be hesitant to bet on them much this early season before I see if Dylan Harper can fill that role as a rookie.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head that they have to only worry about D'Angelo Russell at that guard position. Obviously, if it was Kyrie Irving, it would be a different number one, I think, a line as well. But
For sure.
the matchup just from a X zone perspective would be a significant advantage in favor of the Dallas Mavericks here. Christy, what are your thoughts on Cooper Flag going into this season? Right, I mean, I know he was the coveted big prospect that he was keeping up with the NBA star talent when he was on that USA under 18 team, I think it was, when they were scrimmaging, had a pretty good season with Duke. The consensus, obviously, number one overall pick here. A lot of expectations for Cooper Flag here. I think that, you know, I'd be curious to see how much he's able to flourish or with Anthony Davis on this roster and when they do get Kyrie Irving back. I mean, I think they're obviously going to let him be the player that he is. I think a guy that can maybe guard all five positions, not four out of the five for sure. But what are your expectations for Cooper Flag going into his rookie season and beyond?
I'm skeptical that he's going to be as good as people say he's going to be. Bill Simmons said he was probably going to be a top 30 player in the league his first year. Um, that's seems about right if you want to see where he's going to be next year, maybe to me, but I think that's just skipping a whole year of progress for the youngest player in the NBA, at least the youngest player in the draft. Maybe someone got picked up as a free agent somewhere, but he's not even 19 years old. It will be several months before he's 19 years old. And if you look up, just pulled this up on Wikipedia, the top 25 highest scoring rookie years that anyone's ever had. And then you say, okay, which ones have happened this century? One out of 25 in
Oh,
80 years of NBA history has happened recently. because we are getting more players that are raw. You get 1 year in the college, whatever it is. It's very, very rare. Blake Griffin had 22 and a half points per game in 2010, 2011. And remember, he missed a season because he played at Oklahoma. Then he missed a full year after injuring, I think, his foot his rookie year. And then he came in like Chet Holmgren did with the year of seasoning to be a rookie, but also a year in the NBA with NBA conditioning help. Outside of that, Allen Iverson, before the year 2000, in 1996, scored 24 points. Shaq scored 23 points per game. And I know Cooper Flagg isn't expected to score 20 points per game, but I think if you look at total production, it's it's not hyperbole to say it never happens that a rookie is particularly important uh, as a star player, as a top 50 type player. Derek Lively on this Mavericks team was a very functional player, was a plus player, an above average starter for a team that made the finals. But that's we're not talking about Cooper Flagg in those terms. So every time I turn on Cooper Flagg and I see his handle and I see his decision making and point flag seems to be in the offing, I get excited. I see him as a prospect better than I did, even at the draft. I'm starting to see what others are seeing, but to just throw him out as someone that's changing NBA games, changing lines, it would be unprecedented. I'm not saying he can't do it, but there's no examples for me to think that's likely.
Yeah. I think if he was on any other team where you can say what you want about how the draft or the lottery kind of went in favor of the Mavericks, and maybe if that was predetermined or not, we'll leave those opinions to you. But I think there will be on this Mavericks team, like he's not going to be the number one option. Right now, he's probably going to be the number two option behind Anthony Davis. But I think when Kyrie gets back as well, maybe he falls down that ladder there. So I know, we didn't really get to talk about rookie of the year, but I think I'm in agreement with you that I don't think that he will be rookie of the year this upcoming season. Where I think there may be some value on some of these other guys just because he may not be that number one or number two option, or maybe put up the enough numbers or stats to covet that award this upcoming season. You're not going to be completely wrong, right? I mean, we've seen crazier things happen, but of course, him being the consensus favorite for that award this upcoming season, just on this roster as constructed for the Dallas Mavericks, Mac, I don't think that he will win this award here because right now he's at a minus 170 price.
Yeah.
And there's a significant down or fall off to the second favorite, which is Ace Bailey at 9-1, BJ Edgecombe. I think that's the bet I would make at 10-1, especially with all the injuries that the Philadelphia 76ers may deal with this upcoming season. But as far as the game goes here, you mentioned, I think this line is about right. If you had a gun to my head, I'd lean with the home team. I think Anthony Davis can have a big game in this matchup. I do like his rebounding prop here, Mac. It's at 10.5. It's heavy juice at minus 130 on the over. But over his last 10 games head to head against San Antonio Spurs, he's had 12 or more rebounds in 9 of those 10 games. The only game that he didn't get 11 or more, he finished up with 10 in those games. So he's had at least double digit rebounds over his last 12 matchups I should say 10 matchups against his San Antonio Spurs team. So I'll give you that. And then again, if gun in my head, I'd lean with the home team with the Dallas Mavericks. But again, I don't love it.